So here we are at the episode spotlight. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Rob, who is the co-founder and CEO of Be the Swarm, a social giving platform. You'll learn more about that and the different games and different initiatives that Be the Swarm is a part of in our interview. I really hope you enjoy. Who are you and where did you come from for someone who's never heard of you before?
Yeah, so I'm Rob. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and I went to school in a small town called Prescott, Arizona, before I joined the military.
Excellent. What is Be the Swarm?
Be the Swarm is our social giving platform where our gamers play video games to raise funds for the causes that they care most about. And
how old is it?
It's a little over a year. Actually, I think it's a little under a year at this point. It's about a year old.
Excellent. What gave you the idea for Be the Swarm?
So basically, I've loved video games my entire life, and I was probably about 5 years old playing Nintendo. Grew up playing RPGs and racing Mario Brothers, and just I've always loved video games. And I've also had somewhat of a social impact desire through most of my life. And what I found out when I got older was some of the things that I used to have time for, like volunteering for different activities. I used to coach flag football and volunteer at some soup kitchens and just really small stuff. I basically became an adult and had a kid and couldn't really find time for that stuff anymore. But at the same time, I still always found time for video games. Of course, I didn't have as much time as I used to have. I wasn't playing World of Warcraft as much, but I was still playing, you name it, whatever I was addicted to on my phone for at least, 10 or 15 minutes a day. And then it kind of just like the thought kind of just hit me. And it was like, what if I could do both? What if I could play a video game and help people? I bet you that'd feel pretty good. And so we started Be the Swarm with that mentality, where people would just play video games and raise money for different charities. What we found out very quickly, though, was that people really, really wanted control over what charities and causes that they supported. So our original model was to pick a new charity every day or two and then change the charity because it was a lot easier to program. But what we found out was that people would, install a game on Monday and play Monday and Tuesday, but then they'd stop playing on Wednesday. And so what we found with the Be the Swarm platform was like, if you just gave people the power to support the things that they personally care most about, then they'll come back the next day over and over again.
That sounds fantastic. Why did you decide to use mobile platforms and not maybe make a PC game?
So that's a great question, and we've came really close to releasing one of our games, Zombies, on Steam, and we've actually looked at making desktop versions for some of our games. We program all our games in Unity, and so it's actually not difficult for us to do that. But it ultimately had to tie back to where we saw the platform going was really just people spending 10 or 15 minutes a day on their phones. The majority of revenue opportunity that we saw, because a lot of the games that we were making were very mobile-like. They were very easy. We just saw that the majority of revenue that we would raise would be on the mobile platform, but we've got a lot of requests from our users to go desktop, and so I'm thinking or hoping sometime in the near future we'll do that.
That sounds cool. So how do you actually generate money for the gamers that are playing your games?
Yep. So it's all through the in-game ads and in-app purchases. A lot of people don't realize, but ad revenue is actually quite significant. And, as people are well aware now, everyone but senators, apparently Facebook makes all of their money off of ads. But every time somebody clicks on an ad in our network, that's between 50 cents and even $1.50. And then we also have in-app purchases for different items. And we just take that total revenue and distribute it amongst the amount of bees that people earn on the platform.
Great. So why does the value of bees change?
Yes, and so this is just us monitoring what's going on. Sometimes the ad networks pay us differently and don't pay us as much for the same type of behavior. And sometimes people just don't click on as many ads, or not as many people buy an in-app purchase. And so, or people are doing well in the games and just earning more bees. And so it's a combination of effects. We have a habit of checking it and changing it about every week or so. Normally the biggest changes occur with a newer game launch, because when we launch a new game, we kind of just we kind of just guess. I mean, we basically play it ourselves and then try to figure out about where it's at. And so, for example, memory match, the amount of bees you earn per minute is way higher than anything else we've ever released, but the amount of ads you see are also a lot higher, and so it's a counterbalance. I think with it's been like the value of the bees probably going to be decreasing a little, but the amount of bees that everyone's getting are a lot higher.
I see. So you've taken an interesting approach in making a social network out of it, rather than just having everyone straight up earn the money for the bees that they win in game. Why did you decide to go with the social network style aspect?
Really, it was just like, sometimes you gotta just ask yourself, like, what motivates you, and the thought of making a video game that people just play just for money for themselves, just working on something like that doesn't interest me. But working on something to where you can pick up your phone and play a video game and help your friends, or help, the Children's Miracle Network, or help your local animal shelter, or like, you name it. That to me is exciting, and that's to me is exactly the type of thing I want to be working on.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen all kinds of causes supported in the Be the Swarm app.
Yep.
Which of your games are the most popular, and why do you think those ones stand out above the rest?
So Bugs Crush, 2048, and Memory Match are all our most popular ones. I think at the end of the day, so for 2048 and Bugs Crush, I think the reason why those are most played are that they're just fun, and we knew it was a winning model because it was modeled after other popular games that was the exact same game mechanics, and it was just our different flavor of the same game. And I play both games daily, and so it's just simple. You don't have to put that much into it, but yet at the same time, it's relaxing and enjoyable. And Memory Match is in the same boat, but to me, the thing that makes Memory Match the funnest is just revealing the chess. And so, have you played?
I have played, not as much as I have of some of the other
Yeah.
games, but I have played Memory Match, and the chests are an interesting little change.
Yeah, we had a lot of requests from our gamers who were, we didn't know if this was going to work or not, and we didn't know whether like how many bees we could give out and whether the value of the bee would be destroyed if we let people play endlessly, and we were concerned about hackers, and we had all these concerns. And with Memory Match, we solved a lot of those concerns, and I think we found a good balance to give all of our swarmers ultimately what they wanted, which was to not have like a daily limit on the number of bees they could earn.
So, what goes into your decision when you try to figure out what game you're gonna make next?
It's just our all of our gamers that just tell us what they want to see a lot of times, and so Memory Match was definitely not a game that I expected to probably make a year ago. But believe it or not, it was our number 2 most requested game, right underneath Bugs Crush, effectively. And so we. Right now, the way we listen to people is through our Discord channel, and so people who post ideas there basically get listened to, and so we normally have a backlog of things that we're working on, and so it doesn't always happen super rapidly, but all of the games that we go after normally come from people's recommendations.
Right. I know that Memory Match just rolled out not even a couple weeks ago, I think. But do we know what might be next in line? Or would we have to go check the Discord for that?
The next thing we're releasing is actually a revamp of our social network, or our actual Be the Swarm platform. What we noticed was that for people who are used to the platform, they didn't seem to enjoy having to relaunch a new application in order to view the Swarm feed. And in addition, for people who just joined the platform for the first time, they didn't always find or even know about the actual platform itself unless they heard about View the Swarm from somebody else. And so what we've done is reprogrammed the platform and redesigned it using Unity, and then we're going to put it in all of our games. And so you'll be able to play Bugs Crush and then just swipe right or press a button, and then next thing you know, you're going to be in the Swarm platform.
That sounds great. So if tomorrow a whole bunch of more players started playing the games and earning bees, would the value of the bee go up because there's more ad revenue being generated, or down because there's more bees in circulation?
In theory, it should stay the same. And so if the people joining buy as many in-app purchases, click as many ads, and the big one is really play as long and as much as our current user base, then it should stay the same. If they do more of that, then it'll go up, and if they do less of that, then it'll go down. It really just depends on what type of people we're bringing in. We're also doing better at figuring out an in-app purchase model, which definitely helps with the values of the bees. And so we think we're getting better at video games, or at least we like to think so. And so we think over time the value might increase, or we might see how people are using Memory Match, and we might find out that they actually just would rather get a whole bunch of bees. And yeah, the value might go down a little bit, but if they got them more frequently, it would actually provide a better experience.
Right. Well, I think that's close to it. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Other than just everyone listening, just thank you for your time, and we absolutely love what we're doing, and we absolutely love all the gamers and swarmers that are on our platform, helping us out, helping each other out. Like, it is the greatest community I've ever been a part of, and one of the best things in my life. So thank you guys.
That's fantastic. And all of the apps, both the social network and the games, are for both iOS and Android, right?
Yep, correct.
Any shoutouts?
No, just actually, shout out to my wife, Jen, who puts up with me and lets me do this crazy stuff.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for speaking with me.
Yeah, I very much appreciate it and look forward to it.